Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday. And this week's lift is this awesome page by Kylie Kingham, who's on the Cocoa Vanilla design team. And she used, I believe this is Legendary. So I cracked out both Sunkissed and No Limits for my page because I'm doing this photo of Barrett taken on a beach about a year ago when we did our tour to scatter John's ashes in some of his favorite places. And this was just kind of a cute, his sisters were right over here and I've cut them out of the picture because this is such a nice boy page. And I will also tell you another story of when I went to do this, I wanted to replicate as close as possible this kind of neutral dotty sort of paper. And so I found this, but I didn't have a full sheet of it. And I had this scrap from these days. So I just glued it on there, and instead of letting that be the distressed piece, I've got another distressed piece. This was gonna be this other piece, but I cut this strip off one end of it, and I wanted the crossways stripes for over here, so I never could get a 12-inch long piece. So I just did an 11-inch long piece, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to, right now, get this glued down. And you know it hurts my soul to be putting adhesive on top of those pretty stripes. I'm gonna do my best to keep it oriented over to the left like the original is. My tendency was to move this over so that it kind of overlapped the edge of this checked paper. But I don't want to do that. I really want it over here so that this strip kind of stands out right over there by the end. And I have, as I cut these pieces, I did this pre-work, cutting the pieces and distressing them because I really like that kind of wrinkly distressed look in Kylie's original. So there's my, there's my start. Now, the next piece I see when I look at it is this piece right here. And I'm gonna put foam behind it to raise it up. So that the wrinkles and stuff are a little bit more apparent. And I'm just gonna kind of do that right there. Then the next piece is this, and I, for some reason, had cut that. Well, I know why, because I was fussy cutting stars from this piece of paper. So I think it can go right here. So I need a piece of foam on it, kind of over on this side. By the time I start piling on embellishments, we're not going to be able to see that seam. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I don't want to cover too much of the stripes. We'll go there. Then the next piece I see is in the original, it's a brick pattern. And this is going to be important because my photo has a lot of white in it, and it would kind of get lost right there. But having this wood grain that replaces the brick, I think is going to work. So again, I need some foam to kind of get it supported over on this side. So I'm going to put it there, and we'll see how that works. I kind of want it to look like these pieces are just lying there, and I want lots of space in between to tuck embellishments. So let me make sure all of this is here. I have opened up an ephemera pack, and I kind of went through it and pulled ones I knew I did want to use, and then I left the others in here in case I can pull them. And I've also got handy this Simple Stories Simple Vintage Coastal and this Kaisercraft Sandy Toes. You know, I identified that as Webster's Pages the other day instead of Kaisercraft. I need to go back on my posting and change that. They're both Australian companies, and they both make beautiful stuff. Okay, I am going to go ahead and put the photo here. I want to kind of get it really roughed up and torn kind of there. Let me put a strip of foam back there so that it ends up looking wonky. One wants a wonky photograph, doesn't one? Okay, so I'm going to try to limit the number of things that stick out from here and try to keep the profile over this way. One of the things I cut was this piece, and they've got maybe at least 2 bits that are cut with that this punch. So why don't now you know what? I don't need any more than one, but I am going to cut it down a bit. And I'm going to put it at an angle and kind of turn it up that way. Okay, now I think I'm ready to start putting in some embellishments. I want to put the title down here. And my title is going to be All That. Because, you know, you can look at him in that picture and see he's all that. So let me get a little strip of, and I'm doing the Mind the Scrap Summer Challenge, and as I do this, it requires 2 different size fonts for the title. So I'm going to use 2 different fonts here. And I'll get that on just so that I can be sure that I don't embellish. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. And I have another alpha here. It's this one that's kind of funky. And I must have used this packaging as a palette for some let me center that a little bit more over what's going to be the second word. I'll put it there. And I'm going to use the black instead of the gold. I love these little puffy alphas. And I want this to be a little bit funky. So it's my last tea. And I'm actually going to move the all over more to the center and even a little right of center because I want to put an exclamation point there. Okay, and his hair, his sister had done his hair red. He likes trying funky hair colors in the summertime, and I think even during that week on the trip, she changed the color, so it wasn't that color long. But the red kind of looks cool with a little touch of red that's in there. So I kind of like that. Okay, so let's look at, there is in these ephemera, I know I saw a rocket ship that had a lot of different colors. And I like that idea. Kind of coming right out there. So I'm going to start there. Actually, maybe I'll start with a frame. And I might just cut this frame in half. And get it in between those layers. And then I've got this one that can maybe go up top. Kind of off center. I don't want to cover that red, so that's not an option. I'm going to put it right here, and I'll put a piece of foam underneath it because it's kind of bridging some different levels there. That's probably not enough foam, and I may put something else under there. So let's go, I'm not going to try to replicate the exact placement of elements that she had, but I am going to try for the same look of kind of random fun placement. Okay, that's gonna hold that there at the level that I want. Okay, so that's good. Now I've got this, which is gonna go on some foam next to the photo. I'm not sure where they're coming from, but I keep having sequins show up on the table. Okay, here is where I wanted that. And that's why I wanted to place the frame there, is because I wanted to place it in kind of in reference to the frame. I like this orange slice, not because it has anything to do, not because it came from, well, it came from Sunkissed, but it's a summary page, and I'm going to put some other orange in. So I'm just going to kind of slide that in right there where it's not real conspicuous, but it kind of goes. Now, he is a very avid sports dude. He's a good football player, and he loves all sports. So all the sports motif items on here are ideal for that. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put this maybe right there. And I've got this little symbol here. I'm going to put that actually down one layer, and I might layer a star over it, kind of offset there. And for this, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the parts of the star that are up on that upper layer. Now here I've got, this is kind of cool, there's some tickets that came in the ephemera pack, and one of them is a World Series ticket, Knights versus Warriors, and he plays for the Knights. So I'm gonna kind of do these I will do these over here. Kind of under the green layer. And I'm just going to layer this one on top of that one. Kind of right there. And I have an arrow here that I can do some foam on. I thought I picked out too much ephemera, but I really don't have enough. I'm going to put this down here, and it'll overlap that. Now, I need something to cover up these guys, and I'm not sure what I want. There's this globe that kind of indicates a suggestion to travel. And he, I think, is going to, I think he's blessed with the wanderlust that his dad and grandpa and I Okay, I'll lift that up. So that covers up the people that weren't part of our party. How dare they photobomb my shot there. Okay, I've got this little thing that says beach fun. I'm going to put it down here. That came from the Kaisercraft sheet. There's another how about if I just kind of layer that there? You can't read it, but you know it says best kid ever. Okay, and I have another ticket over here that could maybe go down there. I'll put a little bit of foam behind it. I've got something that and I can squeeze it underneath that. That is a good little piece that can go under something. Okay, let's there we go. That goes there. I've got more stars that I kind of want to layer around. That one there. I've got a tiny one here. Ooh, that piece of foam I just had would be good. So let's do that. And that could maybe go layered on top of the globe. And I've got this smaller one. I've got this really large one. So what do we want to do with it? Maybe let's I'm just going to stick it back in there. And I don't think it even needs adhesive. I have another arrow. And I'm going to layer it right there. Let's do something with this star. Let's put it maybe right there. And I was going to use this fun in the sun, but I don't think I am. I'm going to put it in there. I have a starfish, a bramblefox starfish. So can we have all the stars and everything going on? And right down here is some teal. So I may just kind of lay it right there. I've got this bit that says Total Legend. And I thought maybe that could go right there. I have a red lighthouse, and I kind of want to layer it in amongst some papers. There we go. And I have a heart that's been punched out of this really textured paper, and I thought it could go somewhere up around there. And I have an orange shell that let's kind of put it over here by the orange, and I'll kind of have it, no rhyme or reason to the placement, of course. This is 2021. It's a perspective. It says 2021, and this photo was taken in 2021. So I thought I have limited use for 2021s, but I can use that one. I've got a beach house flare that could maybe go right in there. I've got one here that has color appropriate dots that maybe could sneak right in here. There we go. There's orange and green and blue and all the things. And then I've got an orange heart here that maybe could sneak in under there. Then I'd have to move this guy down, and I can do that. Let's see. How's that? And this is moving around a bit, so I might need to add a little more adhesive to it. Okay, that should help. And then I'm just gonna sneak this in kind of right there. And now I'm gonna move this guy again because I want it up, maybe kind of overlapping that flare. Okay, now I have these frame pieces. I don't think I need those. Let's see what I have from here. There's this Wild and Free that would be in the right color scheme, but I don't know where I would put it. I need a bee, and instead of a bee flare, I'm gonna do one of these little bees. I've got these other flare there, and I'm going to put the bee on the arrow saying there's bee. That's the guy called Bee. And then I've got this thing that says be happy, which is kind of okay, this is not sticking. So kind of hit it with some glue. Possibly could have done some adhesive there. Okay, well, that's all right. I have this little tab. This is moving around. Okay, that has adhesive, but apparently not enough. This adds a little bit of pink, and that's in deference to the fact that he told me once that he liked pink on his layouts. He's a boy who's not afraid of pink. Well, I tell you what, I need some, I'm gonna scrape that off and wipe it on some foam and put some foam tape under there. Oh, come on. Now that the liquid adhesive is on there, it doesn't want to come off. I don't want it to be sitting flat. So I'm just going to kind of sneak it in under there. It's under that heart. It doesn't hardly even show. This be happy isn't necessary, is it? Maybe right. No, I think I'll save it for another layout. So I am done. Here is the original. I did nothing to this. I had kind of entertained the notion of maybe putting some something there. In fact, I do have a piece of yellow cardstock that I need to use. And it's the exact same color as that. So I am going to add this. I'm actually going to cut it down and kind of tuck it under. Let me get a little bit of glue on there, and I'm going to move it kind of up north of center there. And with that on there, now I need to use some my 15 things that are the same. So I won't make you watch me do them all, but I'm going to put 15 of these pale yellow sequins kind of tucked under here. I'll kind of peel that up so that they can go under, and then I'll peel it back down. So that's where those are going to go. That's my 15 of one embellishment. There are stars all over the place, 2 different size fonts in my title, beach photo, and there's my yellow cardstock. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.